Hello, and welcome to this HelloID provisioning overview video. In this video, we would like to give you a conceptual overview and then demo the functionalities of the provisioning module. Here on the right, you have all the items the IT department is responsible for. IT infrastructure like the Active Directory, Azure AD, business applications, and Google. But it also has IT services like laptops, phone systems, mobile devices, and other items that employees need to perform their jobs. When an employee joins the company, transfers to another department or job, or leaves the company, it will have an effect on the IT infrastructure and services, and IT personnel must make manual changes in the network. Employee records are maintained in the HR system. The HR system can be single source of truth for the employee onboarding, offboarding, and transfers within the organization. The source can also be a planning system, a student information system, CRM, HIS, and FlexPool management system. It doesn't really matter as long as the employee information is electronically available and can be used as a source system for the employee onboarding, offboarding, and transferring within the organization. The most commonly used system is the HR system. With HelloID, we can connect the HR system to the network. We can read the information from the HR system and transfer that information to the network. HelloID will create user accounts, set access rights, send tickets to the service desks to enroll a tablet or phone. Simply put, HelloID automates all the IT department actions that need to be executed based on an employee change. This automation will make everyone happy. It's fast, efficient, thorough, and above all, it will make the network more secure. HelloID is a standard out-of-the-box as well as 100% pure cloud product. Tools Forever started developing this as the third-generation identity management product. First, we developed UMRA, then IAM, and now we have HelloID available. With HelloID, we release a new version on the last Sunday of every month for thousands of our customers worldwide. HelloID is standard software, however, we know that every customer has specific identity management needs. So, we have standardized the common elements, then we catch the specifics per customer in scenarios. Specific scenarios are username convention, OU structure, group memberships, how accounts need to be managed in ERP or school systems, etc. This means that a customer's specific needs are managed via scenarios. The scenarios in HelloID determine how user accounts are being managed in a particular network. Another important element is access governance, also referred to as RBAC, Role-Based Action Control, ABAC, Authorization Matrix, Authorization Management, but they actually all boil down to the same thing. Organizations want to transition what someone does in the organization into the corresponding access rights in the network. The department, role, function, or job title transfers into particular access rights in the network. So depending on the role or job title, the employee will get specific access in the network. You want to automate that process, and you want to do that as simply as possible. The main purpose of the provisioning module in HelloID is to automate the whole user lifecycle management and to make this process more efficient and more compliant. Let's demo this HelloID module. We will start in the HelloID portal. We switch over to the admin portal. Here, we are in the provisioning section of the admin portal in HelloID. This is the overview, and here we can show you how provisioning works. You can connect any source system to HelloID, like an HR system, student information system, web IP, SQI database, or even a CSV file. HelloID will import the source data into the HelloID Identity Vault. The vault is labeled as Persons. Based upon the person's information, you can define business rules. The business rules determine who gets access to what target application. Business rules are based on the attributes of a person, like the job title, department, location, or whatever attribute is in the vault. Access to a target system can be the creation of a user account or setting of an access right. Let's start with the source system section. Here we have an HR system connected with 48 people. We want to create a new person in this HR system. We switch over to the HR system and create a new employee. We already typed it in, John Olson, and now he will be active in the ICT department as a software consultant, and Amir Atkinson will be his manager. Let's create this new employee. And now the employee is created. we can double-check if he is correctly created. We switch back to HelloID, go to the source system again, and run the import. Of course, this can be scheduled, but now we will force the import and scan the HR system for changes. Here you can see that it went from 48 to 49. John has been imported into the HelloID vault. We search for John, and here he is, John Olson. You can also see that the data has been imported from the HR system into the HelloID vault. Let's double check that everything is correct. John has an active contract for the ICT department as a software consultant, and Amir Atkinson is his manager. If we go back to the overview, we can see that we imported John from the HR system, and we verified that John was correctly imported into the HelloID vault. The next step is that depending on John's specific attributes, certain business rules will be applied. Let's go into the business rules section. Here are the business rules that are defined in this HelloID configuration. A business rule consists of two elements. First, the scope of the rule. We can show you the scope by selecting this rule that applies for the ICT department. Here on the right, you see who is a member of the ICT department. Per rule, you can set who is in the scope of the rule based on the attributes of the users. Of course, John is a member of this list. The second element of the rule are the entitlements that apply for the users that are in the scope of the rule. Entitlements are user accounts or access rights in target systems. Let's take a look at the configuration of this rule. Every rule has two elements. First are the conditions that set the scope of the rule. In this case, any user with an active contract working for the ICT department is in scope, and we can see who is in scope, and again, this should include Mr. Olson. So the first part is the scope. The second part are the entitlements. All users that are in scope will get these entitlements, and the entitlements here are 3 group memberships. These 3 group memberships will be set for everybody who's working for the ICT department. We can make modifications to these entitlement settings. We can remove groups or add additional groups, but the best thing is that we can give access to any connected HelloID target system. So based on the scope of this role, we can configure this so that these ICT users will get access to any other system that is connected as a target system to HelloID. Here we can select the target system and configure the type of access the in-scope user will get. Of course, we can also add new target systems to HelloID. Once we have added a target system, we can modify the applicable business rules and make sure that the users that need access to the newly added system get that access. We can also add some additional groups to this rule. Let's save and publish. Now we rerun the provisioning engine. The modifications in the business rule will be applied to every person in the ICT department. A very powerful yet simple to use mechanism. Let's cancel these changes so they won't be applied. Now the last step. The connected target systems. We already saw this connected system overview in the business rule, but let's go on the on-premise Active Directory to see if John Olson's account was created. There are multiple options that can be configured, but we can also see the audit log, and there we can see what happened with, for example, John Olson in the Active Directory. You can see that the account was created, enabled, moved to the correct OU, and that the group memberships have been set. Let's switch over to the Active Directory and verify that the modifications actually happened. Here is our environment. We can search for the new user, John Olson. This user was created solely via HelloID provisioning in the Active Directory with the correct account, with Amir Atkinson as his manager, and the corresponding groups are set because he is a member of the ICT department. This was completely automated here, and also in all the other target systems that are connected to HelloID for this particular instance. Please note that this is only one of the modules in HelloID. HelloID consists of a total of 3 modules: provisioning, service automation, and access management. They make up one powerful identity ecosystem. Please refer to our website to find additional information about service automation and access management. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.